Teases. New season Sundays at 9 Eastern and Pacific on CNN.
Here to What's Cooking today, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. I'm Michael Horn, along with Eric Hines.
And Michael Horn on the line right now. We do have Sally James, author, educator, chef, and our good friend here at CRN Digital Talk Radio and host of Slow Living Radio. Sally, welcome to the show.
Hello, Eric. Thanks very much. Great to be here. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Sally, say hi to Eric there, our newest and greatest and bestest co-host here on the show. And we're happy to have you here. Of course, Eric has been with CRN for 20,000 years, but anyway, he's here on the show with us. Anyway, Sally has
been you hold your age.
Yeah. Doesn't he look good?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And he's in those shorts today for the wrestling guys coming up here. Anyway, Sally has been with us for so many years. Also because she, along with Steve Andrews, hosts Slow Living Radio, and they do everything slowly. And you can hear that show Monday nights and on the weekends. Sally is also an award-winning author. You'll hear the Australian accent there. She's an educator, a chef, been a TV and radio host. She's the author of the 18 cookbooks she's got over there. She's got one, Simply Healthy, winner of the prestigious World Cookbook Award. My gosh. Fresh and Healthy, that was another winner. These books all win. She has Simply Sensational. She's got one of my favorites, Escape to Yountville, which has recipes for health and relaxation from Napa Valley. She's got the Australian Heart Foundation Cookbook. She's been on the Food Network, UPN. She's been on ABC's TV. She's at magazines, Cooking Light, Wine Spectator, Fitness, Family Circle, New York Times, Savor of the Wine Country, Plate, In the Mix, Healthy Cooking. She's amazing. And Sally, what brings you to the show today? I know we've got, you were just recently here at the big International Seafood Expo. That's in Boston. What was that all about?
You know, it was really, it was fabulous. I mean, it was extremely international. There was every country represented there, you know, that really is doing things with seafood. You had a huge booth for Chile, for Iceland. Scotland was doing amazing things there. They brought one of their chefs over, and they were doing terrific things with their salmon and their clams, and cockles and all kinds of interesting things. Ireland had a great booth. It was fascinating. I was actually there shucking oysters and talking about, speaking of clam days, speaking of the gorgeous gooey duck clams.
It is National Clam Day today, so a lot of different varieties. What one were you working with there? Which clam, and where do you find it?
Well, this is a clam that's actually native to the Pacific Northwest, and it's not at all like you think a clam. It's spelled Geoduck, and basically it lives 140 years. It's one of the oldest living species on the planet, and it buries quite deep. But it has this little oh gosh, I don't know how to describe it. This little thing that sticks out of the soil, and it keeps spurting water. So if you walk anywhere where there's a lot of gooey duck around, you'll see these little siphons kind of sticking out of the water, and you have to people dive to get them. The flesh is nothing like what you think of a normal clam. It's almost a bit like abalone, and so most often you'll find it sliced and served raw or done in a ceviche style. It's hugely prized in China. You don't see it much in the USA. It's mostly exported to China, and because of its rather shall I say, phallic appearance, they value it as an aphrodisiac, which is quite interesting.
Really?
So,
hold a second there. Aphrodisiac, and how so?
Well, the Chinese go a lot on appearance of things, and what they look like, they help. So I won't go any further into that.
I gotta see. How do you spell this clam now? What's the spelling?
It's Geoduck, and it's pronounced gooey duck.
Gooey duck, Geo.
Yeah.
And that's like a gooey duck, and they live to be how old?
140 years. I mean, they've found them up to 168 years, but Generally, they go about 140 years.
Can you imagine going clamming and harvesting some of these at 90 years of age and cutting down these poor guys in the prime of their life? For gosh sakes, you gotta watch how you harvest these gooey ducks. So this is a good one. Can we find these here in the States somewhere, and like in the Pacific Northwest? Do they serve them?
Oh yeah, you can find them. I mean, there are some restaurants that, because of their unique character and very abalone-like texture, they're just not often found because people don't know about them. But now they do. Okay,
so there was one that we were talking about earlier, the top neck. And they also call these hard-shell clams, is it quahogs? Is that correct? And one of them is the top neck. And there's recipes using the little necks and the cherry stones as well. Would these be good for us to have today on National Clams on the Half-Shell Day today?
Oh, absolutely. I think any clam is wonderful. And I think, it's good for people to know why clams are so different to oysters and mussels and need a different kind of cooking. Because basically, oysters they get their food from the water. They're amazing at cleaning environments because they drain in water, they take out all the nutrients out of the water, and then they spit out beautiful, pure, clean water. And so they're really good for cleaning up environments. And but that's what makes them nice and plump and sweet. Clams actually drag all their food off the soil, off the sand and the mud that they're embedded in, and so they're a much firmer. They're almost pure muscle, and so it's important when cooking them, or when you have them raw, to understand that if you're going to cook them, it has to be really, really quick or really long and slow, like you'd treat an octopus, for example. But and there are so many different types. There's one of them, my most favourite is the Cloudy Bay clams from New Zealand, which there's actually a New Zealand restaurant in Westlake Village called Aroha, where you'll get the beautiful Cloudy Bay clams, and they're plump and just delicious and really, nice to have. And
Cloudy Bay clams, and you say they get them there at a restaurant in Westlake, California, is that right?
Yeah, Westlake Village.
Westlake Village, and what's the name of the restaurant? I want to try Cloudy Bay clams from New Zealand because I don't have the money to go there. Aroha.
A-R-O-H-A. Aroha.
Aroha. It's somebody who has a problem who's just gotten off the plane from Hawaii, and they've had a couple of too many Mai Tais. Aroha! And they get whipped off in an Uber, and the next thing you know, they're eating clams. And it's all because of too many Mai Tais. Why? Aroha!
Oh, dear. I know. I feel that every time I say it. I feel like I've got a bit of a list.
Yeah, just have a glass of wine with you when you say it. Everybody say hi to her over there. I think she's had a couple too many. Okay, so the recipe is to cook them either really hot then or a long time because you got to kind of break down the clam. Is that right?
Yeah, and you can shuck them and eat them raw. And as Jacques Pepin has a wonderful way of making that easier for you, and just pop them in a 350-degree oven for a couple of minutes. And they won't be cooked, but they'll just be a little more mellow, and it makes it a lot easier to pop them open, and then you can have them raw with a little vinaigrette. Or my favourite way of doing them is to make a bit of a broth using some water and wine, maybe a bit of garlic, shallot, ginger, white miso paste, and then bring that to the boil, pop the oysters in, put a tight-fitting lid on, and then check it every couple of minutes and take out the clams as they open up, and then just pop them back into the liquid for a final few minutes.
What's your website, Sally James?
It's slowlivingradio.com.
Slowlivingradio.com. Bob Henry was taking notes. I don't know if you heard it. He's going to make some great clams.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy